Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Living University. I'm your host, Glenn Ullman. Today's Friday, and it is April 8th, and the news media is all aflutter about whether there will be a partial government shutdown over the weekend. But I think in all of the myriad stories going back and forth, who's going to get blamed? And is this going to be like 1994 when Republicans and Bill Clinton forced the government into shutdown? I think people are missing the broader issue. And the broader issue is that the American public, which for many, many, many years, if not decades, has been unwilling to even look at the fact that our entitlement programs had grown too large to support less workers and more retirees. All of a sudden, the discussion from both parties is, how are we going to get a rein on government spending? And actually, how are we going to cut? Not just how are we going to limit the growth, but how are we going to cut expenditures? And although it's being poo-pooed as, we're just going to cut $70 billion from the remainder of the 2011 budget, it's the first time that I can remember since probably either 1994 or 1986 where there was an actual discussion of slashing dollars from the federal budget. So this is very, very good news. Yes, we have huge issues to climb. But I would remind those of you who remember 1994 that although the Republicans got the blame for shutting down the government, the reality was that Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich and Bob Rubin, who was the Treasury Secretary, were able, after a almost 3-week government shutdown, to forge an agreement called PAYGO, which said you can't have a new federal program unless you can pay for it, and set the stage for a tremendous drop in expenditures as a percentage of gross domestic product, so that in fact by 1999-2000 there was a budget surplus, which you remember at the time was supposed to go way out into the future, extinguish all the debt of the United States. That was only 11 years ago. So things can change, but what I think is notable and bears watching, not the little back and forth gamesmanship, is that we are on a track to greater financial controls because the public is ahead of the politicians. It'll be very exciting to watch and see. As always, love your comments.